All right, quiz 5 study guide. Number 1. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line through the point. Here's your point. Negative 10, 1. Slope 5. Check that. Slope, negative 5. You need it in slope-intercept form. So if you're given a point and you're given the slope, you write it in point-slope form first. So you would write y minus 1 equals negative 5 times x plus 10. That's point-slope form. You need it in slope-intercept. So I told you we distribute the slope. So y minus 1 equals negative 5x minus 50. And now if you add 1 to each side, then y is equal to negative 5x minus 49. And there's your equation in slope-intercept form. Then question number 2 asks you to write an equation in point-slope form, and they give you the point J and negative 5, 6, and slope, or M, equals negative 4. So look, you do the same thing that we just did right here. That's point-slope form. So we do y, and the opposite of this y value, so y minus 6, equals the slope, negative 4, times x, and the opposite of your x value, so plus 5. And that's your equation in point-slope form. Y'all good so far? All right, number 3. Write an equation in slope-intercept form. Now, what you're given is 2 points. You're asked to write it in slope-intercept form. So we don't have the slope right now, so that's the first thing we got to find. So our m is equal to 1 minus negative 3 over negative 1 minus negative 10. And 1 minus negative 3 is 4. Negative 1. Negative 1 plus 10, what's that, 9? So our slope is 4/9. Now, we know a slope, and we're going to be putting it in slope-intercept form. But before that, we're going to put it in point-slope form. Okay? So we're going to use the slope, and we're going to use one of these points to put it in point-slope form. So I'm going to use this first point, and I'm going to use this slope. So we're going to go y plus 3 equals 4/9 times x plus 10. We're going to distribute the slope now. So y plus 3 will equal 4/9 x plus 4/9 times 10 in your calculator. What's 4/9 times 10? I'm guessing 40/9. 4/9 times 10. 1 and 79/81s. What? 4/9 times 10. That's 40 over 9. And now you got to subtract 3 from each side. So to get this thing in slope-intercept form, we get y equals 4/9 x. And if we go 40 over 9 minus 3 equals, we get 1 4/9, second fraction, 13/9. So plus 13/9. That looks like answer D. Number 4. What is an equation for the line that passes through the points? So they give you the points, 8, -3, 9, 10. All of the equations that they give you are in point-slope form. And all of the equations that they give you use this first point because there's 8s and 3s in all of your answers. So we're going to find the slope first. 10 minus -3, 9 minus 8. So we get 13 over 1, which is 13. So, oops. So now we're going to put it in point-slope form. Y plus 3 equals 13 times x minus 8. There it is in point-slope form. Everybody caught up? Okay. All right, number 5 says, is the line through points 1, 9, 9, 6 perpendicular to a line through the points -6, 0, -9, 8. They're asking if the lines are perpendicular. If the lines are perpendicular, their slopes will be negative reciprocals of each other. So we have to find the slopes. So this first set of points has a slope of 6 minus 9 divided by 9 minus 1. That's -3/8. The second line has a slope of 8 minus 0, -9 minus -6. 8 minus 0 is 8. -9 minus -6. That's -9 plus 6. And what is that? -3. So, do you see how our slopes are reciprocals of each other? But are they negative reciprocals? They're not. They both have a negative sign. They have to have opposite signs and they have to be flipped. So this is a no. You need to be careful on your answers though, because there's 2 choices with no as an answer. No, their slopes are not opposite reciprocals. No, their slopes are not equal. It would be answer B, wouldn't it? Slopes are not opposite reciprocals. And opposite is another word for negative reciprocals. All right, now you got the short answer portion. And number 1 on the short answer, write an equation for a vertical line that passes through -7, 7. -7, 7. Now, I don't know how you guys remember the difference between vertical and horizontal as far as equations go, but I always had to draw a little coordinate plane. All right, here's my x, here's my y. I need a vertical line that goes through negative 7, 7. So if I went to negative 7, 7, and I put a point, and then I put a vertical line through it, does this line, or is this line, ever going to hit the y-axis? It's not. Where does it hit the x-axis? So the equation is x equals negative 7. Number 2 says to write an equation for a horizontal line through 4, 8. So if we do a horizontal line through 4, 8, and we plot, 4, 8, put a point there, horizontal, just like the horizon. Is that line ever going to hit the x-axis? And where does it hit the y-axis? At 8. So that equation is y equals 8. Vertical lines are always x equals lines. Horizontal lines are always y equals, and just a number, the intercept. Number 3 asks you if the lines through 8, 3, 4, 2 is parallel to a line through negative 5, and negative 1, negative 2. So you have to find the slopes of both lines. If the lines are parallel, what will their slopes be? If the lines are parallel, what will their slopes be? Same. Their slopes will be the same if the lines are parallel. So the slope of the first line, 2 minus 3, divided by 4 minus 8. That's negative 1 over negative 4. That has to be simplified, guys. You can't leave it as negative 1 over negative 4. What is a negative divided by a negative? Positive. So that changes to 1/4. There's the slope of your first line. The slope of your second line, negative 2 minus negative 5. Negative 1 minus negative 5. So we keep, change. Negative 2 plus 5. 3. Do we need to do any more? Actually, we should. Let's just finish it. What's negative 1 plus 5? 4. Are the slopes the same? No. Are the lines parallel? No. Slopes are not equal. What number are we on? 4? What is an equation in point slope form for a line parallel to? We've got one line that's y equals 3x plus 2. That contains the point negative 7, negative 6. So you've got this line. They want an equation in point slope form that's parallel to the given line, but it goes through this point. So what will this, if the lines are going to be parallel, what will the slope of the parallel line be equal to? And that's because the slopes of parallel lines are the same. Here's the slope of the first line. It's between the equal sign and the x. It's right here. If the lines are parallel, this has to be the slope of the second line because the slopes have to be the same. So they want it in point slope forms. We've already done that a few times today. So we're going to use this point and we're going to use this slope. Point slope form, we got y plus 6 equals slope times x plus 7. There's your equation in point slope form. Through this point, parallel to this line. Now, the next question, number 5, is basically the same. It's not basically the same. It is the same, but they just give you a different point. So let's just do it for practice here. We got number 5. It's going to be parallel to y equals negative 6 x plus 1. It's got to go through the point, negative 6, 8. We need it in point slope form. What's the slope of the new line going to be? The parallel line. What's the, somebody that hasn't answered yet? Well, no. What's the slope going to be of the new line? It's parallel to the given line. Speak up. Negative 6. So now, what's the equation going to be, Matt? Very good, x plus 6. There's your equation. Point slope form for a line parallel to this one through this point. If the lines are parallel, the slopes have to be the same. All right, number 6 is very similar. Write an equation in point slope form, but the lines aren't parallel in this problem. They're going to be perpendicular to each other. So this is number 6. Here's one line, y equals 3x plus 9. We need an equation of a line that goes through the point, negative 6, 5. But it's perpendicular to the given line. It's perpendicular to this line. So what will the slope be of the perpendicular line? Negative 1 over 3. Very good. The slopes have to be negative or opposite reciprocals. The negative reciprocal of 3 is negative 1/3. So now, point slope form, y minus 5 equals negative 1/3 times x plus 6. There's your equation in point slope form, perpendicular to the given line, through the point, negative 6, 5. All right, number 7 and 8, you can figure those out on your own. That's classifying triangles. In number 9, you're given an isosceles triangle. You got a 3x plus 9. You got a 4x plus 4. You got an 8x plus 5. We got sides, or vertices A, B, C. AB is the longest side. BC equals CA equals, find A to B. So we need to find the length of AB. Right here. Right here. In order to find the length of AB, we need the value of x. These tick marks, don't these tick marks mean that 3x plus 9 is equal to 4x plus 4? So we can subtract 3x from each side. 9 will equal x plus 4. And then subtract 4 from each side. So if 5 is equal to x, now we can use that 5 in this expression. So side A to B, or side AB, will be equal to 8 times 5 plus 5. So what's 8 times 5? Good. And what's 40 plus 5? Very good. So AB equals 45. Number 10. One of the acute angles in a right triangle. So a right triangle. What's the measure of that angle with the red thing in it? 90, good. So these other angles, these are the, this is A, B, and C. Angle A and angle B are the acute angles of a right triangle. Agreed? One of them measures 34.6 degrees. What do all three of these need to add up to? All three of them need to add up to 180. The two acute ones have to add up to 90 because this angle is already 90. Make sense? If you take 180 and you subtract the 90 that's in every right triangle, the other two angles have to equal 90 degrees. They got to sum 90 degrees. So 90 minus 34.6 is equal to, I don't know what that's equal to, 90 minus, thank you, 55.4 degrees. There's your other acute angle in a right triangle with one angle that measures 34.6. All right, and number 11 on the short answer. Let's see, you're given a line. Looks like your line goes through 1 on the x-axis and 3 here's our x-axis, here's our y-axis. How far did that go? All right, so here's our line. Try to get us a pretty straight line through here. Here's our line. Write an equation for the line parallel to the line shown. Ooh, okay. Parallel to the line shown that passes through the point -2, 3. So we got to pass through -2, 3. But we got to be parallel to the first line. We've already done this today, right? We've already done this. Write an equation for the line parallel. They don't tell you that if it's got, we're going to do it in point slope, and then we're going to do it in slope intercept. So look, we got a point right here. This is at negative 2, 3. What is the slope of this first line? How many does it rise here? It rises from this point right here. Pay attention now. Look, we got a very simple graph that we're looking at. It's got 2 points on it with distinct intercepts. So if we go to this 1 on the x-axis and we rise 3 and we run 1, isn't that a slope of 3? Now, is the slope going to be positive or negative? The line goes up and to the left, or we're running left. So that's a negative slope. So this line right here has a slope of negative 3. The equation of the line has to go through negative 2, 3, and since it's parallel, it's got to have a slope of negative 3, doesn't it? So our equation, we're going to do it in point slope form first. So here's point slope form. We're going to do y minus 3 equals negative 3 times x plus 2. Now tomorrow on your quiz, this will be a multiple choice question, unfortunately. And I don't know if it'll be in point slope form. I don't know if your choices will be in point slope form or slope intercept form. Okay, so it's the same amount that are on this. So if the answer choices are in point slope form, obviously you're done. If they're in slope intercept form, put it in point slope form first. Okay, then distribute the slope. So you would have y minus 3 equals negative 3x minus 6. And now if you add 3 to each side, then y is equal to negative 3x minus 3. And that is in slope intercept form. So you've got it in both forms, okay? Here it is in point slope. And then with a little bit of manipulation, here it is in slope intercept. We good? All right, from class or from Zoom, are there any questions about this study guide?
Nope.
All right, Zoom guys, your study guide but your quiz will be posted as the others have been. It'll be a PDF file in the resources tab on your webpage.
Good morning, Commodores. Today at 9:30, we are going to have another round of testing. For those of you who were in Algebra 1 testing yesterday, you're going to be in the same location today. For those of you who are going to be in writing testing, you are going to either be in 24-101 if you have Miss Hoover on your path, or 24-104 if you have Miss Kaufman on your path. Teachers, please make sure that you view the email that I sent out and make sure that you send those kids. I'm going to be sending out an email specifically to second period teachers who might be affected to make sure that none of those students accidentally show up to second period, and that way you can send them on to class. Once again, at 9:30, we are going to have testing. Make sure that you report directly to your test site when we release at 9:30. Thank you.
As I was saying, you guys at home, the quiz 5 will be posted in the resources tab as a PDF. And once you print it and take it, you're going to move your answers over to quiz 5, which will be listed as an assignment under alerts on your focus page. So I will open a Zoom meeting at the beginning of class tomorrow morning for any last minute questions, probably a 10-minute meeting, and then these guys in class will be taking the quiz. So if you have any questions, I'll see you at that time.
Okay.
Give me a, you e-learners need to start giving me a verbal sign out. You can even come up with a unique phrase like, I don't know who I'm talking to right now. Let's see, participants, there's 4. Like, you can say, Ben out, Isaiah gone, you know, something like that, but I need a verbal out at the end of each meeting. So go ahead.
All right, well, it's Ryan, and I'm leaving. All right.
Thanks, Ryan.
No problem.
You guys don't give me a verbal sign out, I'm not counting you as being in class today. Now you're absent. All right. See you in summer school.